Before we start today's video, I want to share with you once again a brand that recently reached out to me called Premium Jane and their premium CBD products. We have talked about this brand once before in a previous video, and like I shared in that one, when I looked this brand up, like I do every brand that reaches out to me, I instantly saw the passion behind the brand through their team and their mission to deliver authentic and top-notch CBD products that actually work. Of course, they sent me over a couple of things for me to share with you, and the first is their Cbd Gummies, which are laboratory tested for safety, purity, and potency. These have 25 milligrams CBD per gummy, and there's 30 gummies per bottle, so there's a lot in there for your money. And of course, they have no animal products. They are non-GMO, totally organic, and they're free of pesticides, solvents, and chemical fertilizers. They also sent over the Eucalyptus Topical Salve, which combines the use of CBD for its natural benefits and the cooling effect of the eucalyptus to create a multifunctional experience. Just like with the gummies too, this has a lot going on for it, with it being free of pesticides, solvents, chemical fertilizers, and it's non-GMO. It's also sourced from 100% organically grown Kentucky hemp. If you'd like to check out the CBD products from Premium Jane, you can just follow the link right down in the description there, and in the description you can also find a 25% off coupon for your next order. Now though, on to today's episode. What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at two products from Brooklyn Grooming. This is a new brand for us here on the channel, which comes from Brooklyn, of course, and it was started by brewer Mackenzie Santiago out of her small kitchen in 2012. I actually highly recommend you read the backstory and philosophy on this brand from their website. It's extremely inspirational and one that personally I resonate with very much, so take a look at that if you get a chance. It's very cool. Today, though, we will be looking at two different products from this line, the Pilgrim's Clay Pomade and the Pilgrim's Matte Finish Sea Salt Spray. First up, though, is the clay pomade, and according to the brand, this is a water-based clay pomade that offers a matte finish and heavy hold with supreme texture and versatility. Scent-wise, it features a wild orange and cedarwood profile, and it comes in a 4-ounce glass jar for $24 US. Inside the jar on this one, we see a very smooth-looking product. For me, it's kind of reminiscent of things that we've seen from the Sheer Revival lineup. It's smooth yet thick, but not really creamy initially, but when you get it in the hand and you apply a little pressure to it, it does kind of turn creamy a little bit in the hand. It has a very nice and soft breakdown. Next up, though, we have the Matte Finish Sea Salt Spray. This, again, according to the brand, is made with a base of solar-dried Mediterranean sea salt that adds a light hold and offers the hair both texture and volume. They also say that this sea salt spray differs from the rest because they use organic sea kelp and aloe vera, which prevents the salt from over-drying your hair by giving it some base hydration. The result here that they offer is naturally beachy waves with a matte finish. This one too comes in a 4-ounce bottle for $24 US. Moving straight along into the demos now, starting first with the sea salt spray. I'm going to be going in with clean, damp hair, and I'm going to be just spraying this around, in a usual fashion with a spray of this type. I am then going to blow dry it in. This is the usual way that I use products of this type, and with this one, this is the results that I get here. You can see maybe some texture is present for sure, but sea salt sprays really are just notoriously tough for me. I don't often get a ton of results from products of this type, but I do think I can see the matte finish going on there and maybe a little bit of texture. We are now, though, going to reset the hair and test out this clay pomade. I am going to use it on clean, dry hair, of course, with nothing else added in there, and as I add in the first scoop, what I want to point out here is how instantly my hair goes from looking, well, like a bush to immediately being more controlled with just one scoop. I mean, it just instantly takes over, which is something very cool to me. When I add in the second scoop, too, it becomes even more controlled, and that slickness from the formula comes into play very well, allowing for even combing and actually very fast styling. Really, I felt like this wasn't hard at all to get a style from. I mean, it seemed like to just kind of do it itself. Everything just seemed to fall into place. The pomade was bringing out some nice volume, and then the hold was keeping things, really together. So the final style here was one that I felt was not only pretty good, but one that took very little effort. Looking at this same style 4 hours later, though, we can see that it is still holding together nicely, but there is some deflation going on there. I do want to mention it was about 95 degrees today, so it was very hot. So I think it's fair to mention that some probably did melt for that reason, but overall I think it's holding up pretty well. At 8 hours in, it is about the same. I think maybe a bit more loss can be seen there due to the heat again. It was just unbelievably hot, but I still think it held up given the circumstances here. But even with that happening, I think restyling here was pretty good. You can see surprisingly that it still has a bit of life left in there when you hit it with the comb and give it a nice little reshape. I think it's still definitely got some battery power left in there, which I think at 8 hours on a hot day says a lot about this pomade. Now, the washout on the spray was a straight up water rinse. No issues there to report. And for the clay pomade specifically, this one came out mostly with water. I could feel it rinse out most of the stuff pretty easily, but ultimately I do think one shampoo was needed to get just everything out of my hair. Bringing things all together though, with the sea salt spray, I have to say it didn't really offer my hair many results, which is not something that I really fault the product for. These types of sprays are just very tough for my hair. They just don't usually produce many results. And that's really just honestly what I saw there. But the clay pomade was a different story entirely. This one here reminds me a lot of some pomades that we've seen come out again of the Sheer Revival line. It's got a lot of those Sheer Revival-esque vibes going on there, from the scoop and the styling all the way down to the scent profile. I think it's actually even similar and on that level too. I think in my hair, for me, it is more of a firm hold instead of a heavy, which tells me in thin or fine hair, it really could be more towards that heavy hold for you guys with different hair types than me. In my hair though, it did provide really nice styling ability. Combing was easy, and again, overall sculpting was effortless. It just kind of fell together. Stuff just fell into place. Styling just was almost automatic. So I did think that was pretty good and a strong plus for the product. In the end here, I do think this is a pretty decent clay in my opinion, and a very cool new brand for the channel. If you are interested in seeing more from this brand, they've got some other stuff in their lineup. If you want to see me review some more stuff from this brand, let them know in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out any of the stuff from this brand that I featured today, a link will be in the description there for you to check them out if you're interested. And while you're there, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.